Okay, let's talk about objective, determining whether two functions are inverse of each other. So two functions will be inverse to each other if we do the composition of them and if we get the answer x. So if both cases we get answer x, then f and g are inverse to each other. Okay, so let's see. For a, f of x is given 2 over x, and g of x is given 2 over x. Now we will find f of g of x. So g of x will be substituted for 2 over x. So f of 2 over x. Now function f, x in the function f will be substituted for 2 over x. So we have 2 over x is nothing but 2 over x. Now if we multiply x in both numerator and denominator, we get 2x in the numerator and denominator x cancel each other. So we have a 2 and 2 cancels each other. So we end up with x for f of g of x. So this answer is x. So let's clear and let's do the g of f of x. So this answer we got x. Now we will find g of f of x. So f of x will be substituted for 2 over x. And then g is 2 over x, and x will be substituted for 2 over x. Same thing, we will try to cancel x, so we'll multiply x, numerator and denominator, so they will cancel each other. So we have 2x over 2, then 2 will cancel each other, so we end up with x on this one also. So g of f of x is also x, therefore f and g are inverse to each other. Now let's look at b. So f of x is x minus 6 and g of x is negative x minus 6. So if we do f of g of x, so we will substitute g of x for negative x minus 6. And then for this x will be substituted for negative x minus 6. So we have negative x minus 6. Then we have another negative 6 here. Let's copy. So what we end up with is negative x minus 12. So f of g of x is negative x minus 12. That's what we get for this one. Now let's do g of f of x. So g of f of x. So f of x we will substitute for x minus 6. Let's erase this so you can see the function. So g of f of x is x minus 6. Now we will have to substitute x for g of x. Now we have a negative sign, then x will be substituted for x minus 6. And then we have another 6 here. So we have negative x plus 6 minus 6, they cancel each other. So g of f of x is, what we get is negative x for this one. So this is negative x. So are they inverse function? No, they are not inverse to each other. Let's look at another example. So f of x is given x over 4 and g of x is given 4x, and we are looking for f of g of x. So let's substitute g of x. G of x is nothing but 4x. Now let's substitute 4x for x in the function f. So we have 4x over 4. So then 4 cancels each other. So we end up with an x. Shh. Shh. Okay, so then let's look at the second one. G of f of x. So let's substitute f of x for x over 4. Now let's come back to function g. We have 4 times x, and x will be substituted for x over 4. So 4 cancels each other, so we end up with x. Therefore, f and g are inverse to each other. So we are done with A. Now let's look at B. We are doing f of g of x, and g of x is nothing but 2x minus 7. Now let's substitute 2x minus 7 for x in the function f. So we have 2x minus 7. Then we have a plus 7 over 2. So 7 cancels each other because they're opposite. Then we have 2x over 2. Then 2 cancels each other, so we end up with x for this one. If we do g of f of x, g of f of x is x plus 7 over 2. Now this x will be substituted for x plus 7 over 2. So we'll have 2 times x plus 7 over 2 minus 7. So 2 will cancel each other. We will have x plus 7 minus 7. So 7 cancels each other. So we end up with x for this one also. Therefore, f and g are inverse to each other. Thank you.